So I will be pulling cards today for Friday, September 16th and Saturday, September 17th during this reading. So for my Patreon group, I did the same thing, and the cards I pulled, the first one was Afterlife, the second card was Clear Your Space, and the third card was The Path. That reading is about 42 minutes long, and I cannot tell you all the information that came up to share with the Patreon participants. And so rather than go into a detailed, summary of what that was, because it's way too complex to get into so quickly right now, I just wanted you to know those are the cards that came up, so that it will be interesting to see if any of these cards mirror that reading. And if they do, of course, as I always do, I will share that with you if there is some overlap. So this will be the first card that we pull will be for today, September 15th. And let's see what Spirit has to say to us. Today for this group, it is Self-Realization. Okay, folks, so this card is here again. This card did not come up in my Patreon group today, but the energy of the reading was totally about self-realization. So I would urge you actually just to sign up, just to listen to that reading today. Patreon.com/Soulful Voices if you're interested. But the energy of this week is no doubt self-realization. It's about understanding that you are here for a purpose and that you have the free will to choose your path. But that at the end of the day, we all have different paths to navigate, but we are all going toward the same thing. And that is the evolution of our soul's experience here on earth, and that we all eventually head back to home, which is the afterlife, which is the first card that I pulled in my Patreon group today. But we all know, if you've been following along with the card readings this week, that this is the third time this card has been pulled between the two groups, between Patreon and between YouTube. So that is the card reading for today. I don't need to labor that point. You can go back and listen to those recordings for a more detailed idea of what this card means, but I just summarize it again because I do feel that it's been covered pretty well over the last few days. So the energy for today is to continue on, just to continue on. Keep persevering. Don't give up. Know that you have the free will to make your choices, and know that each moment is a new opportunity for you to expand and grow and make the choices that for your destination here in life. Here's the second card. Oops, I'm having some difficulty. I've been having that all week. Inspiration. So the card for tomorrow, September 16th, will be inspiration. And it's showing that maybe you're feeling a little lackluster right now, that maybe you need a little bit um, of inspiration. And how do you do that when you're feeling unmotivated? And you simply try something different. Or you can try to connect with somebody that is uplifting, somebody that you know can help you look at things in a different way, or who is a fun person and actually does things that whenever you're with them, they inspire you. Okay. And the other interesting thing about this card, okay, I'm going to again bring it back to the Patreon reading. The second card we pulled in the Patreon reading was about clearing your space. People will often, and you can check this out for yourself, I'm not making this up, people will often find inspiration by clearing what is around them. There's also the metaphorical aspect of the clear your space card that I talked about before in my Patreon group, about how you have to clear away the things that are toxic and negative inside of you. So it's not just a clearing of your physical space, but it's a clearing of your metaphorical spiritual house, right? And the best way that we can often find inspiration is through getting rid of things and clearing our minds and, you know, releasing toxicity so that we make room for new things to come through. So this card is about that. And, now is a time to really try to tap into what inspires you. And you know the best way to tap into your inspiration. And how do you know that? Because you do it all the time. Ever since you take your first breath, you've been finding ways to inspire yourself, to learn something new, to do something new. You have it within you. And the best way to find your inspiration is to tap into that light that exists inside of you. What is it that makes you happy? What do you like to do? So, if you're having a hard time, if you're blocked in your writing or in a project that you're working on, find something else that you really enjoy doing. Free yourself up, free your mind up, and allow inspiration to come into you. You just need to relax a little bit and let go and release all that stress that's bottled up inside of you. And your inspiration is just waiting there for you. It's just waiting for you to tap into it. It's not gone. It just needs a reignition. That is all. So that is the energy for tomorrow. So if you're feeling uninspired tomorrow, know that it's within you. You just have to do something fun. And if you are feeling inspired, maybe you've been feeling overly inspired lately and you don't know really how to rein in all those ideas that are coming to you. Take a break. Walk away for a little bit. Do something a little bit different and allow the things to come into place and ask Spirit to help you prioritize all these wonderful ideas that you have and then narrow down to the one thing that just keeps coming to you as this is what you have to do. This is what you feel in your heart. This is really what's calling to you, speaking to you. Okay, so that is the energy inspiration. Okay, here's the third card. This is the card for Saturday. What do we have here? Connection. Okay, this card came up too this week, connection. And we talked about that a lot of this has to do with a romantic connection, or a more intimate connection, or the connection with spirit. And so this is about tapping once again into your heart center. So, you know, we're not making this up here. You watch me every day pick these cards and you see how they repeat themselves, how the energy repeats itself. So we are being called once again to connect through our heart centers, to tap into that heart energy. And if you did not listen to the reading on connection, please go back and do that. Listen to that recording. And if I wish, I can't remember off the top of my head if it was this group or the Patreon group, but if it's Patreon, this is why I really want to encourage you to become a part of that group, because you see how these messages weave together and you get the more in-depth readings there. And again, it's www.patreon.com/Soulful Voices if you want to join. And so we continue with this heart energy. You see the bridge between their two hearts right here, right? It's an intimate connection. So this is about finding the person that makes your heart beat. It could be romantic, or and reconnecting with them and expressing your love and your most personal feelings with them, sharing that experience. If it's about a friend, maybe you don't have a romantic relationship. Maybe this is the time, if you've been waiting to connect with somebody romantically and there's kind of been somebody there, maybe it's time for you to get that wheel moving a little bit. Maybe that person for some reason is shy or doesn't know how to approach you, but maybe it's up to you now to begin the process of making that connection. So that's a part of it. But this is really, if you're not interested in a romantic relationship right now, if that's not what you're looking for, then try to, there are one or two things. Well, there may be more than one or two things, but the two things that are coming to my mind are reconnecting with friends and family who you feel the closest to, that you feel comfortable with, that right now there's a need for you to have this connection. And it may actually be that you're being called to connect with the person because they need it. So if you're feeling, if somebody's name keeps coming in your head, a friend or family member, that you haven't been in touch with or you've been meaning to call or text or whatever, now is the time to do that. This is a good time to do that as we get into this weekend. And maybe there are some issues that need to be cleared up that have been lingering, and you really care about this person, but maybe it's time to clear the air a little bit, right? And get that cleaned up. And that goes to the clearing a space card that we talked about a few moments ago also. And again, always, 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 when I think of connection, I think of divine connection, connecting with our angels and guides, connecting with our ancestors, and really just tapping into the divine light within you and the connection that you have to the divine. Okay? So, all that is to that source energy, and really understanding the oneness of everything. So that is the card reading for the next few days. Just a reminder, continue working on your self-realization, finding inspiration within yourself, and stay connected with those that you love, and understand the importance of the connections that we all have to each other as we navigate through life right now. So I'm sending you so much love. I hope to be back here on Sunday with a reading. If I'm not, I will see you back here on Monday. But here you go. Today's card, self-realization. I'm repeating myself, I know. And then we have inspiration for Friday, September 16th. And then we have connection for Saturday, September 17th. Have a great day. Much love, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.